Right, 10 February 2025, and today we're going to be having a very big news day. So there's a lot that I need to cover today. So I'm going to quickly go through all the content that I've got, and it's a very important day. We're going to see something very big today at the National Heroes Acre, where there is the burial of Tinaye Chigudu, who is a national hero of Zimbabwe. He's been declared a national hero. And we expect to see something very big happening today. That is a clash between at least 4 factions of ZANU-PF. So there are at least 4 factions of ZANU-PF. That is the Chiwenga faction, the Mnangagwa factions. The war veterans have got 3 factions. That is the faction aligned to Mnangagwa, the faction aligned to ZAPU, and the faction aligned to Chiwenga. So you've got at least 5 factions that are going to be playing out today, the National Heroes Acre. You also have the 4 ED groups. So the 4 ED groups are going to be showing up today. And this is because today is day 10. Mnangagwa was given 10 days to step down. And today there's going to be something very big taking place. There's going to be a demonstration or a show of force to show Mnangagwa that he cannot go for 2030. And we expect this to show up in public. This is the first event at which I expect to see something happening in public between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. I'm expecting to see that this morning, as the burial of Tinaye Chigudu is set to take place. His body was at Mount Pleasant, or lay in state at Mount Pleasant yesterday. After he went, it was taken to Makoni, where it was taken to his rural home. So Tinaye Chigudu had quite a nice home. I had a look at the home that he had over there. He's not like the other war veterans that passed away. This is because he resigned in 2008, and all along he has been a farmer. So I think that is his home there. Behind the guy, I don't have a home, a standalone picture of the home, but he is currently at his home in Mount Pleasant, and I expect that security will be an issue at the National Heroes Acre today. There will also be other issues taking place as Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are now going head to head for the final stretch. When I talk of the final stretch, whoever wins here is going to become the president in 2030 or in 2028. But for Chiwenga, it's not going to be easy. They're not going to allow him to walk into the presidency, as Mnangagwa and his group are plotting every single day on ways to get rid of Chiwenga. So they want him out. They want to keep Mnangagwa in office, or to put the children of Mnangagwa or even the wife of Mnangagwa as president. So let me go through some of the news items here. As I said, today is a big, big news day. We're going to be watching very closely what happens at the National Heroes Acre. Starting at 7 a.m. Today, there's going to be drama. And I expect now the first sign of a public clash between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. As I said to you, this is going to happen over 4 days. What we call 4 key events are going to take place. Day 1 was this day when Chiwenga boycotted Mnangagwa at Mbungo. That was at 31 March 2024. That was the first day where Chiwenga openly boycotted Mnangagwa. So that is day 1. You are going to mark that as the day when everything started. And then you are going to have a number of other days that are going to come. And this is the day when Chiwenga and Mnangagwa are going to fight in public. Third day is when Chiwenga is going to be dismissed. That day is coming before he becomes president. So Chiwenga is not going to become president before he gets off from under Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa will never allow Chiwenga to take over from the vice presidency. And so that day is coming when Chiwenga will be dismissed. We're now in the season where Chiwenga and Mnangagwa are set to clash in public. And they're going to see it happening very, very soon. This is the typical African script. A president and a vice president, they will never end the term together. It's very rare. South Africa, it happened, and also in all these other countries, Botswana, all these other countries, the vice president, before they become a president, there is a massive fight, including in Botswana, where Ian Khama had to leave the country and live in exile for some time. So in Zimbabwe, it's going to be bloody. There's going to be a big fight because Mnangagwa has stolen a lot of money. He has stolen a lot during his period as the president. He has destroyed everything and has committed a lot of crimes, including killing many generals have been killed during the period in which Mnangagwa was president, starting 3 years ago, where we have got over 50 generals dead right now under unclear circumstances. What has happened? How did they all die in such a short space of time? Who has done it? And the accusations have been that someone has poured a lot of poison into their bodies and resulting in their deaths. So very critical day to day. Watch what happens at the National Heroes Acre with great interest, and also carefully observe what happens on the stands. My expectation is that if people attack Chiwenga from the stands, so if there's a singing or chanting or anything against Chiwenga, I expect a big backlash today, including something spilling out of the stadium. So if something happens inside the stadium or inside the National Heroes Acre on the stands, and there's more chanting against Chiwenga, I expect that there will be a swift reaction from people who are aligned to Chiwenga, and that might even spill into the streets. So let's see what happens on the stands or on the terraces. And also let's observe the actual language between the two, Chiwenga and Mnangagwa, because this is set to end very badly. The relationship between the two men worsened by the fact that Mnangagwa doesn't want to hand over. He is instead planning to stay on to 2035 as president of Zimbabwe. Right, I think we've finished that headline. Let's go quickly into the news. There is so much happening today. I'm going to start with the death of the president of, or the former president of Namibia, Sam Nujoma. So Sam Nujoma has died yesterday after 3 weeks in hospital. So there is going to be a great burial over there. Many African leaders are expected at his burial. We also have SADC. So SADC and IAC, they've had a meeting, and you can see the SADC Executive Secretary Mahosi and also the IAC Executive Secretary signing a document. In the next 5 days, there's going to be a meeting of the defense chiefs, and they're trying to work out a plan. However, I've posted for you the statement from M23. M23 has said SADC should not interfere, and also other foreign countries should not interfere. So only the people in the DRC should be able to negotiate directly. So Tshisekedi and M23 leader Cornelius Nanga are expected to sit down and talk. That is the only acceptable solution for M23. M23 very powerful, very strong, and they are taking villages on the daily basis. Then let's go through other news here that has happened. The University of Zimbabwe is recruiting. So for August, the University of Zimbabwe has published all their courses. So if you've got a child that has completed his education or O-level, now is the time for him to apply. There is a lot of courses, and I'm going to put them on Gambakwe. If you don't have the form, look out in the next hour. I'm going to put all the courses that are being offered by the University of Zimbabwe so that you can see. I know most of you are in the villages. Many of you here watch me from very far off places. We're going to put it on gambakwe.com so that you can see the form of what is being offered by the University of Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe National Army is recruiting. So they are recruiting regular officer cadets. So you can go over there and see what they are recruiting for. There are many positions in the Zimbabwe National Army, and those are very good jobs. If you are from the villages, if you are just having O-level, A-level, it's important for you to go over there and become an employee. And then let's go to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has said they are going to be raiding cash deposit boxes. So if you've got cash at any bank, take it out as soon as possible. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is going to be removing anyone who's got cash at the bank that has not put it in the bank account. They're going to unlock the cash deposit box and they're going to take it and steal it. And so don't bank your money in Zimbabwe. That is why you see that when you do our projects, we don't bank our money in Zimbabwe. We bank it outside. So let me show you what John Mshavan said here last week.
The Reserve Bank has noted with concern the increasing abuse of self-deposit boxes and the proliferation of shadow banks. It has been observed that some businesses are not banking all or most of their cash receipts and are instead keeping such cash in self-deposit boxes held with financial institutions or security companies. The Reserve Bank is working with FIU and we are going to be monitoring to see what is your turnover, how much of it was cash, and where was it banked? Because we cannot have a proliferation of banks that are not regulated, where safe deposit boxes have become banks. That cannot be allowed in a normal economy. So the FIU will be after you.
Okay, the FIU will be after you. I always tell you guys, if you think Zimbabwean economy is going to recover, you are dreaming. That economy is dead. It will never recover. You must do what these guys do. So the guys in the banking sector, the rich guys, they know one thing. They know that the economy is only going in one direction, which is down. So they buy assets, they buy land, they buy gold, and they don't bank in Zimbabwe. You must also do the same. Don't allow these people to cheat you. Don't allow them to steal your money. Don't allow them to have the advantage. Do what they're doing. They're all thieves. So these guys in the Zimbabwe government are thieves. And they now want to go after money in your safe deposit box, under your bed, in your mattress, in your pillow. They want to go and take that money because they have stolen every cent which they had in the bank. So if you have money in the bank right now, which is US dollars, take it out. It is your money. As soon as you see a zig, swipe it. Remember what I told you, the zig is fake money, and Mushaban is now admitting that that thing is fake money, but they want you to continue to take that fake money while they take the good money from you. So very shameful behavior by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe and also by John Mushaban, who wants to steal ordinary people's money, which is currently in their houses and in their pillows. And then he wants to take that money and put it in his own pocket. Now let's go to Nelson Chamisa. So Nelson Chamisa has tweeted, why they fight you. When they fight or hate you, you are fighting the light. They're fighting the light and hope you carry. Keep the fight, keep the light. Blessed Sunday. Mkuru Arugurwiswa. Nelson Chamisa. Then let's go to Mini, my favorite person right now. So Mini has put out a very important Bible verse. So this Bible verse is Isaiah 6. So go check it out on her Facebook page. So I asked DeepSeek, Puti, what is Mini saying? So let me see what DeepSeek said. And she said, in a military context, Isaiah 6 underscores the importance of respect for higher authority, humility, recognizing one's limitations, and the rigorous preparation needed to fulfill one's duties. It highlights the courage and commitment required to answer the call to service, even in the face of uncertainty or danger, as well as the teamwork and unity essential for mission to succeed. The passage also emphasized the need for moral and ethical readiness, reminding soldiers to rely on their training, purpose, and faith in the mission to overcome challenges and to serve a greater cause than themselves. So, Maganas, you heard it. If you want to know what's happening, you just ask DeepSeek. It will tell you what a person is saying in short. So there is a higher purpose Now let's look quickly at other newspapers here. I want to look at Soweto newspaper. So as you are aware, South African soldiers were killed, 14 of them, and their bodies were moved to Uganda. They were taken to Entebbe Hospital in Uganda, and we're expecting those bodies to arrive sometime this week. However, the bodies have not arrived, and the Soweto newspaper says those bodies are going to arrive sometime this week. That process is being undertaken by the United Nations, and the biggest problem is that we don't know the state of those bodies, what has happened to those bodies, how damaged. You know how it is when you fight in battle. It's not an easy thing. So I don't know what is going to happen and when the bodies are going to arrive in South Africa. But it is said here by the Soweto newspaper that the bodies will arrive sometime this week. Then let's go to, I want to check out the Herald newspaper. As I said, the Herald newspaper has put this advertisement, which is the Investor of Zimbabwe. And then H Metro newspaper, one of the best newspapers in our country, TMZ of Zimbabwe, is leading with this story here. That is Mkoma Jack Mukandwe and his wife, that is Joyce Garikai. So you are going to see this story here. Mkoma Jack Mukandwe, Varukupisa, he has been given a protection order after he's in the habit of using chili on his wife. So Ndiwo Mkoma Ava, Mkoma Jack Mukandwe, go check it out in the H Metro newspaper. And H Metro newspaper is also leading with the story of officer in charge for Mutoko. He's been arrested and spent the weekend in jail after he stole $600,000 from the police consolidated revenue fund. So that is Tinaye Chigudu, the officer in charge of Mutoko, the man in the night shirt. He spent the weekend in jail. So after 3 hours, Wakasunga boss, wow. So they've arrested their own boss. You can see how sad they look and how unsure of themselves they are, because they know that person they've arrested is their boss, and he is connected to a lot of powerful people. Out of that 600,000, probably 500,000 Mnangagwa. And the factional fighting is just causing all this to come out. It's bizarre that a guy like him can steal 600,000. 600,000 is a lot of money. There's no way that guy has stolen 600,000 and you can take that to the bank. Then let's look at some advertisements. The Tobacco Industry Marketing Board is looking for a CEO. So if you want to be CEO, Tobacco Industry Marketing Board, you can go over there and apply. I'll put this on Gambakwe. The Harare Polytechnic, sorry, the Mutare Polytechnic is put out an expression of interest, and similarly, Lisafe has put out an expression of interest, and I think I saw another expression of interest here. I can't remember from where, but I'll put it on Gambakwe. You can go and check it out over there. And then obviously in South Africa, we have a big story where Elon Musk has asked for Julius Malema to be put on the some sort of sanctions, and also to be sent to the International Criminal Court after he said some statements about other people whose name I won't mention. So they are very strong people. So yesterday people called me and they said, Kambakwe, why are you saying young Afrikaners should go to the United States? Because you're supposed to support the African cause and so forth. So I think many people don't understand the difference between South Africa and the United States. South Africa is like a little dot like this. The United States is a big. If you take South African economy and you take the economy of New York or any other small state, South Africa is nothing compared to United States of America. So don't even think that South Africa is anything compared to America. It's nothing, and they can't fight America. And they've made a very bad decision to oppose America and to be on the wrong side of America. It's not going to end well for the United States. And there is only one direction things move. And I always tell you guys, when you go up against the US, you are doing a bad thing. You're doing yourself a disservice. And remember this statement that was made last week.
I have no intention of going to Havana with this regime in place other than to discuss when they're going to leave. That regime is a disaster. It's destroyed the country. They're incompetent and they're evil, that regime. And they're also a threat to the United States. They've invited China to open spy bases. They invite Russia in. They're partners with Iran. They just joined a partnership with South Africa to support Hamas at the expense of Israel. That isn't a government. That is a regime that is hostile to the United States.
Hostile to the United States. Don't be hostile to the United States. It won't end well for you. That is what the message is clear. And these guys don't seem to get it. And Malema, all these guys, they don't get it. And that is because most of them, they've never spent time in the United States. If you spend time in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. The American society is organized. Everything is in place. And the only thing you can do is when you go there, you fit into the existing system. That system is existing for a reason. And it's existing for many, many years. And you cannot disrupt such a system. So South Africa is well on its way to becoming one of the the African banana republics. You're going to see it, and it's going to happen very quickly and very rapidly. And it won't end well for people that do not understand or get the picture. So if you've lived in Zimbabwe during the period when they were going under sanctions, you know what to do. Go for assets. Don't go for cash. You must live by yourself as much as possible. And in 10 years, one of the richest guys. Stay away from bad areas. This country, the areas that are bad are going to become worse. And if you buy a house now in Cape Town for 40 million, in 10 years' time, that house will be worth less than $1,000. The money you spent for that 40 million will be worth less than 1,000. Because the first thing that goes is your currency. It just tanks or dumps. So the rand is going to tank, it's going to dump. We are going to see it. And it's not me who's causing it. It's natural. These things are going to happen. And it's going to happen because the guys don't get a picture. The South Africans have failed to build a system. There's no system in South Africa. It's a bunch of little things happening here and there. And those things are not going to be functional at all. Now let's go to Mozambique. Venancio Mondlane, Sekru Vena, is doing amazing. Anamalala. So Anamalala. If you check him out, that is his battle cry. Venancio Mondlane doing very, very well. He was in Tete, and now he is in Gaza. Young people are chasing after the car of Venancio Mondlane everywhere he goes. So yesterday he was in Gaza, and he spent a lot of time there talking, making speeches, and moving from area to area. The clear thing about Mozambique is that young people have taken over. There are so many youngsters everywhere. I don't know what has happened to the old people, but you can clearly see that the energy has changed, and it's young people who want Venancio Mondlane as their president. So the country of Mozambique going through a massive change, and this is going to be the way it is. It's going to change, and Chapo and his people are not going to do anything at all. Marshall Mnetsi has played his first game for the Wolves. So that is a Zimbabwean player who has been bought for 20 million US dollars. He's played his games for the Wolves yesterday. Played only 30 minutes. So you can go check it out on the EPL. And then there has been a big fine on Highlanders after they failed to pay their coach, Brito, their former coach. They owe him 13,000 US dollars. And then the deputy coach, they owe him 11,000. So that is $25,000. And Wikinochify, Chigananda Dinga has decided that he's going to use this opportunity to pay this money. So these guys, they say they're going to sponsor Highlanders, Mnangagwa and Wikino and Uyu, Scott Sampwanya. But they were lying to all of us. They didn't do it. They didn't sponsor, and Highlanders failed to pay. So now they're coming out after they were exposed because the Highlanders failed to pay its coaches. And now they're saying they're going to pay. Highlanders have already been banned from the transfer market by FIFA, and they're just jumping in now. The biggest problem in any country is someone who doesn't pay a salary. You think someone waits for 30 days and then you don't pay? That is very silly. Of an Wikinoch vibe and the Highlanders and Kudata Gure. Someone with $1 billion like Kudata Gure is failing to pay a salary of 13,000. That is really stupid. I don't get it. Right, I think I've covered everything here. Let's go and look at some business news. I want to go and look at the newspaper in Zambia today. I want to go to Zambia. Let's see what is happening in Zambia. President Hakainde Hichilema just arrived yesterday, as I told you. So let's see what the newspapers in Zambia are saying. And I know that President Hakainde Hichilema has passed his condolences to the president for the death of the founding father of Namibia. So let's see what the Zambian newspapers are saying. And we're going to look at the Nation newspaper of Zambia. So I'm going to take you to the Nation newspaper of Zambia. I read these newspapers on a daily basis just to understand what's going on around us. So in Zambia, there's a big problem. So let's see what they are saying. Am I sharing notes? Okay, there. Right. So heed the judiciary, heed UN advice. Judiciary told. Lawyer Julius appeals to the judiciary to heed advice from the UN Special Rapporteur Irene Khan over grave concern about the independence of the judiciary, which is essential for the protection and promotion of human rights. The judiciary should consider getting into introspect over the preliminary report by Irene Khan, which strongly condemned the weaponization of the justice system against opposition political leaders. So you can go check it out over there. I don't understand the whole situation over there. What are they talking about? The weaponization of the judiciary. As you know, there's an election in Zambia next year, and the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights was over there. And I don't understand the situation at all. Now, there are two reports of ill health. The first one was President Hakainde Hichilema was reportedly hospitalized and was suffering a stroke. And now they're saying Edgar Lungu has been hospitalized. So it's rumors. And the newspaper is saying all of these are false. So those are the stories in Zambia today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going to different countries every day so that you can see the top stories in all these countries. Right. So I think we've covered everything for today. Let's now go to community. And I want to unpack what we're going to be doing with the Harare Housing Project. I want to join with 1,000 other people, and we construct 1,000 units together. So that is 1,000 housing units, and we're going to call this project the New Town, Harare New Town. And starting today, we're going to be putting out the forms. And what is going to happen is you put your deposit of 1,000, other people put 1,000 together. We raise 1 million. And from that 1 million, we're going to get a piece of land on which we're going to put 1,000 units. We're going to put businesses, so a mall, and also other services like churches, schools, all that, which are all going to own as a group. And I'm going to obviously invite 1,000 people. If you are in Victoria Falls project, you don't have to apply again. You automatically qualify for this project. I'm going to personally talk to you. We're going to contact you. So there's no need for you. If you're in Victoria Falls, even if you're in diaspora, you already qualify. So no need for you to apply because you're already there. If you're in Kariba, you don't have to apply. You're already there. And if you're in all other old projects, already qualified, you're already there. We're going to put you onto the Harare project. So this is only for new people, new 1,000 people that we're going to put on a housing project. And the number to contact is this number. That's my number, or my business line. You can contact me there and let me know if you're interested for the Harare project. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up our office. So for this project in Harare, we're going to have a physical office. So that is the first thing that we need to do, to set up a physical office. And we'll let you know what happens after we have an office in place. So $1,000 per person, we raise 1 million, we have a piece of land, and I will not let you know the strategy right now. But this is going to be something very different. It's not going to be a farm. It's not going to be something that you know. It's going to be something very different, which is going to change the skyline of Harare. So that is what we're working on, $1 million. And I would like to go into partnership with some of the biggest companies. So companies like Anamkuru and Econet and all that. I think that would be a nice opportunity for these guys. That's why we only want to raise 1 million, to show seriousness when we approach these funders. So that is for people who work in Harare or who want to have a house in Harare, but it's open to everyone across Zimbabwe, a limit of 1,000 people, and want to raise $1 million US. Then obviously we have them there. There is a special running Harare and UK. You buy one packet, you get one packet free. And then if you're in Bulawayo, there is the ginger special. And if you're in South Africa, there's Capiam Dara special. So anyone who buys in South Africa this week will get Capiam Dara. And those who buy in Harare and in the UK, you're going to get one packet free for each packet that you buy. So that is our specials. And then let me see if I've forgotten anything else, so that I don't go here without forgetting. I think we've covered everything here. World Food Program, expression of interest. If you want to supply service to the World Food Program, I'm going to put it up on Gambakwe. And then obviously each war veteran has been given one borehole. So because of Mdara Geza, the Uyupo Tungwarara is now giving a borehole. He's going to be drilling a borehole at the farm or home of each war veteran. So this is what has been the effect. For all these years, Mnangagwa has not been doing anything. But yesterday, Tungwarara has announced that they are going to be drilling a borehole at the home of each war veteran. So go check it out. I'm going to check out the clip later on today. This is Babbalas. This man has been sitting as president for 7 years, ignoring war veterans. And today he sees that he's been told to step down. He's coming up with all these gimmicks. There's no way that Mnangagwa is going to drill balls for all the war veterans. He's going to drill balls for a few, and then he's going to pour poison into a ball. Let's see what else I've forgotten. Right, I think we've covered everything here. The bodies of the South Africans have not arrived, and Tinaye Chigudu to be buried today. Let me look at the comments very quickly, and then we'll take it from there. Where do you buy Move in Cape Town? What's up my number? You get it. And I was shocked to see one of the most popular people in the UK saying that they use Move, and it's so powerful. They didn't know what we know. This was Gudara. So Zimbabweans are easy to cheat. 1,000 just like that. Mkoma Peter. Let me tell you, and I want you guys to understand this. Very, I don't know what I can say. Building a house does not cost a lot of money if you build it as a group. If you try to build a house by yourself, 1,000, you can't even fly from the UK to Zimbabwe. What I'm giving you guys is an opportunity to put your money together with someone that you trust, and we're going to have a board. So this one is going to be very different. So I want to invite some of the best people that you know to go on that board. And I'm going to approach Mkoma wangu Chingono kuti atibatsire when I raise these funds, 1 million. So if he refuses, I'll get someone that you know. We're going to raise this 1 million, and I'm going to approach someone like Hopo. Ndomti guys, he marry 1 million at a reason. There is the plan. In I do the implementation, and you guys offer you become the board. So there are many other people that I can approach if he doesn't want to be part of it. But I'm giving you a name of someone that everyone trusts. Then I'll say, here is our 1 million. We're going to approach companies, big companies. I've already mentioned Mukuru, which you all deal with. I've already mentioned Econet. I've already mentioned what, all these big companies, the banks. And we say we want to build 1,000 units. This is the money that we put, and it doesn't have to be anyone important. You just need to be a person. And my goal is you must have a 3-bedroom house after I finish this. A unit, 3-bedroom unit, it doesn't have to be a house. Because for Zimbabwe, we built wide. And now I'm showing you my strategy. Let's leave it for now. I can let you know that this is so easy. And impossible. 1,000 units. There are so many malls in South Africa with 1,000 units. 1,000 is nothing. So we're going to do this. It can be done. And do not be afraid. For you, Mkoma, you must also join these projects. We know that I'm not going to attend. Mostly my guys are in CIO and Army. They don't have anything. Like they're struggling. The problem is you need leadership. You need someone who's going to bring this together. And let's do it. Guys, don't be afraid. We can do a lot together. And I'm one person that has done these things. Just put people together, organize ourselves, and no one is going to steal from you. Analysis is non-factual. So what do you expect South Africa to do in such a kind of bullying by Trump? So Ketani, let me explain to you. South Africa has got no business supporting, for example, Iran. What is it to a South African to support Iran? You understand? South Africa has got no reason for going to support Hamas. Why should they do that? How many people in Hamas are South African? So I'm just giving you an example. Don't spend time fighting a bigger power and then expect the bigger power to just fold their hands. And that is what we're saying here. It's like they're posturing or trying to show themselves up as the defender of whoever. They are not the defender of whoever. Go to Johannesburg now. All the traffic lights are not working. Well, not all, but a big chunk of the traffic lights in Johannesburg are not working. The environment is deteriorating. If you walk inside Johannesburg and hold your phone, they'll steal it from you. You'll get killed if you walk around in Johannesburg at night. Security is so poor. And as I said, the government departments are collapsing. Do you know that UIF has collapsed? Accident fund has collapsed. Do you know that Home Affairs was only brought up by the DA? And do you know how many other departments are collapsing? The South African Post Office has collapsed. It's gone. I can count for you countless departments that have collapsed in South Africa. So the South African government should be busy working on fixing the country, but they're not. The levels of corruption in South Africa are staggeringly shocking. And this country is badly mismanaged. And you don't want to be spending your time fighting the United States. You will lose. There's no question about it. You're going to lose very badly. And your people are going to suffer for nothing. So, yes, do you say South Africa must listen to whatever Trump says? They must not only listen, they must do as he says. You saw what the other smart countries did. You saw what Canada did. You saw what Mexico did. You saw what Guatemala did. If you're a smart person, you don't fight the United States of America. If you take the whole of South Africa, you take Cape Town, you take Johannesburg, you take Durban, you take Pietermaritzburg, and you take all these PE and East London, you take them and put them into America. They won't even feel it that you've put in. If you take every person in South Africa and put them in America, they won't feel it. America is huge, guys. When you are moving in America, you understand what I'm talking about. That place is huge. That is the place where everything's happening. And I don't understand why people even want to doubt what I'm talking about. It's because many people have never been to the States and they don't get it. You cannot do it. You cannot fight the Americans and win. You will lose very, very badly. And even China knows this, what I'm talking about. Where money is involved, you should start by forming a board before money is paid. Otherwise, funds will be open to abuse. I'm sorry, Mkoma Matro, nothing ever happens if I form a board first. I'll only form a board as soon as we take our first deposit, which is by next week. Already people are asking to join. We are only raising 1 million, but there are other partners that are there. There's someone who's going to give us 10 million. So what is 1 million? All I'm saying is, for most people in Harare, your chances of getting a house are zero. We're giving you a chance to get a house and take it. And then for the guys in the diaspora, the ones that are already applied. So there's no one new that we're going to take. We're going to put you into that project also. And the guys who are in all my old projects, they're going to get in there. But for the guys who are in Fit Force, you need to pay. so that we make sure that you are in the project. So if you just applied and didn't pay, then don't work. Then Chimbopens are here, Vic Force. No, yes, we're finishing Vic Force, but the guys in Harare have asked us, could they want also to be part of it? So we're going to make them part of the project. So we can't just let, because right now, remember in Vic Force, local people are not included. So we're also going to include the local people. If you're in Harare, don't listen to all these things about, oh, what is going to happen to my 1,000? What happens to 2,000? Let's work on one thing. And this is going to be great. To get a 1 million, we can then approach people. And we have a board that is going to be overseeing everything that Gambako is doing. Remember, this is a Gambako project. And the board is going to oversee the interests of the people that are going to be part of this project. And it's kept at 1,000. Newtown is going to be kept at 1,000. Let's do something big. Let's do something amazing. Let's build our country. And let's not overthink it. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching. It has been amazing. This whole week, we had our biggest number of views. As I said, because of Starlink, we have had at least 100,000 more people coming onto the market. So if your video was being watched by 10,000 people, now it's being watched by 50,000 people. Chamisa, I always tell you, use this platform that you have, the Chamisa News Channel. So this is the Chamisa News Channel. If you go on WhatsApp and you click updates and you look for the Chamisa News Channel, this is an amazing platform to reach the rural areas. We have experienced a growth in the past month of over 100,000 people on the market. So because of Starlink, people are starting to come in. Because of the unkept EcoNest, Nabando, people are starting to come in. We now need content. And I'm surprised that Andy Hodges is not taking my offer. I talked to him yesterday. And he's supposed to be up here giving us his channel so that people can watch him. But if he doesn't want to do it, let him not do it. So I would like to thank all of you for watching. And I really appreciate the fact that there's so much interest in everything I do. And guys, sometimes I just cannot cope with the amount of messages. So if I've not messaged you, or if you've paid money and I have not delivered, you have to WhatsApp me again so that I can deliver, because I'm overwhelmed by the number of messages. So if you've sent money and I have not collected it, or if you've sent money and I have not delivered, or if you've sent me a message that is important and I have not answered, please WhatsApp me, or you can WhatsApp my Harare office. If you're in Harare, if you just call this number, they will deliver for you. So we have offices in Harare, Kariba, Victoria Falls, Johannesburg, Cape Town, and very, very soon we're going to have a physical office where you can walk in. We've got a massive plan for the guys in Harare for the Newtown housing project. I'm 1,000, so 1,000 people and 1,000 units for $1,000. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day to you all.